This is the video for the axle support of the wheel project. So we're looking at some dimensions here. And this one we have to do in several different pieces in order to get this thing to come out right. So I'm going to start with this bottom rectangle, which is 3.25, so it matches our top plate. And I can see that it is 1.5, which also matches our top plate. The extrusion on that is going to be 0.375, so that's where I'm going to start. Then I'm going to put the rounded circular portion of this on, and I can see that the outside radius here is 0.75. I can see that the thickness is 0.375, but then it also has another little bit right here. The overall thickness is 0.5, so that means this little piece right here is 0.125, or 1/8 of an inch. It has a hole in it. The hole is a diameter of 1, so that our bushing can slide through there. And it also has a counter bore in it down here. We can see that the counter bore is, so that's the counter bore symbol, is 0.625, which is 5/8 of an inch. And the depth on that is 0.125. And then it's got two smaller holes that go in, that is 3/8 or 0.375. So let's go ahead and get started on this. I'm going to get started right here, and I have a new document open. I've set my grid up already, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start on the top plane, normal 2, sketch, sketch, and I'm just going to pull a rectangle, and it doesn't matter which kind we use. Let's try center rectangle again today. Smart dimension. We know that this one up here is 3.25, and this one is 1.5, and we're going to extrude that 0.375. Check mark. That's where we're going to start. Now I'm going to click on this surface, normal 2, sketch, sketch, and now instead of a regular line, I'm going to draw a center line straight down from right there. I'm going to dimension that center line to 2 inches. That's what it said that distance is on our project, so I've dimensioned it 2 inches. I'm going to take the circle command and draw a circle. The next portion of this, I'm going to take the line command, and I'm going to outline this thing. And let's just start right here. And I'm going to go, and I want to make sure you can see the tangent symbol come into place. So I've drawn that line tangent. We're going to do the same thing over here. So let's continue outlining this. And I'm looking for that tangent symbol again. And I can now trim this off. Trim and trim. I'm missing one dimension right here, and that dimension says it's a radius of 0.75. So I'm going to click on that. Notice that when I trimmed that, it gives me a radius now instead of diameter. So I can put in my radius, 0.75, and I am ready to extrude this. So features, extrude. Notice that it is extruding the wrong direction, and this button right here next to blind will reverse that, and my distance is 0.375 again. And let's hit the check mark. We'll set that in place. Let's go ahead and put this circle on out here. So I click on the surface, normal 2, sketch, sketch. Let's put a circle on there. Remember, if I hold over the arc, it brings the center point in. I'm going to go ahead and I can attach that right there. I can then dimension it if I need to. 1.5 is, the radius is 0.75, the diameter 1.5, so that should be correct. Features, extrude. We said the whole thing was 0.5. We already have 0.375, so I'm going to extrude this 1/8 of an inch. And check mark. Let's go back down here and round these corners off. So that's our fillet command on the edge and on the edge. And our radius was 0.5 because we want to match the top plate. And let's put a check mark in there. Next thing we need to do is start putting in our counter bore. So I'm going to click on the surface here. Turn it normal to. Sketch, sketch. Let's draw 2 circles on the center point. So there's 1. There's 2. Let's go ahead and dimension this. We have to do this separately. So 0.625. 0.625, and we're going to cut that one down in 0.125, check mark. Now I can go in and put my other 2 circles in, sketch, sketch, circle, and find the center point, put the circle in, find the center point, put the circle in, dimension both of those, and I think those are 0.375. 0.375. Go up to the features. Those are going to be cut in. And let's go ahead and cut those through the whole thing. Check mark. Oh, we forgot the circle up here, so let's go ahead and put that in. Doesn't really matter what order we do this in, as long as we get it all done. So hold there, find the center point, dimension that circle. I believe it's a diameter of 1. Go ahead and cut that through all. Check mark. We're almost done. If you notice on your handout, there is a fillet here. So we're going to go ahead and put that little fillet in. Let's put it on this line right here, but that's way too big. I think the fillet is 0.125. So I'm going to put that one in, and then I'm going to come back and do another fillet on this edge, and it should go. If I need to click on the edges, put this all the way around. Check mark. And I believe it is done. The last thing we want to do on our axle support is to put a color to it. So I'm going to click on part 4 up here and go to our tool palette or our color palette. And we haven't used yellow yet, so let's use a nice yellow color on there. Now that part is ready to be saved as our name and axle support, and we're getting close to being able to assemble this.